Okay, so let's say that you're having an allergic reaction and you see a commercial on television for allergy medication. You can go online and Google that particular medication. You can Google just allergy medicine. Maybe you look at Benadryl specifically. But how do you know what you're reading is actually accurate? The first thing you have to realize, this is all sponsored at the top. And then it's going to go into other sources. Um, I'm sure everybody's heard of WebMD. If you scroll down, more WebMD. Here's one from Harvard University, Mayo Clinic. These are good names for people to find information on. Now, I've never heard of Verywell Health. I don't know who that is. It's a .com. It could be a reliable source, but I don't know. Walgreens, what are they doing? They want to sell you allergy medication. I don't know what this is. CVS, they want to sell you something. So you see, as you go down through here, there's a range of sources that you could check. How do you know? The best thing to do is to search Mayo Clinic, Harvard. Um, Now, I know because I've used Mayo Clinic, they're a fairly decent source of information. If you're looking specifically at a type, again, you're going to get things at the top that aren't necessarily what you're looking for. You often have ads. Um, there's that Harvard Health again. Drug Abuse Center for, I don't know who these are. WebMD, I've heard of them. Are they accurate? Maybe. If I scroll down through here, I see other ones that I've never heard of, and then I see this one. Okay, this is a .gov, which isn't necessarily 100% that it's an okay source. However, um, it is a very good source to use. It's going to be very academic. So you can go through this and you look at this, it's going to give you a summary at the beginning. And that should tell you what you really need to know. You don't have to purchase these. Sometimes they want you to pay for them. If I come over here, the health one from Harvard, I can look to see what their options are. I look at the publication date, make sure it's something um, current. Now, let's say that what I really want now is somebody says to me that the Earth's magnetic field is, and the poles are shifting. And so I search for that. Let me see. So I would just do a search. Are the poles shifting? So I've already done this. I'm going to look through here, Wikipedia. Actually, when people tell you Wikipedia is not a good source, in studies they've been found to be as accurate, maybe even more accurate than actual encyclopedias because they're more up to date. If you get a physical encyclopedia on a shelf, those are out of date as soon as they're printed. The online encyclopedias can be very accurate though. So it's not necessarily bad, and of course you're going to look at the bottom of the page. This is something I always push. It's not this information in the center that you want to look at. It's down at the bottom, these notes. So this should lead you to good sources. This is a really good use of Wikipedia. Now, if I go back, Science Alert, I don't know who that is. I don't know who this is. National Geographic. Okay, I have heard of National Geographic. That's probably a pretty good source, Washington Post. Now, how do I know? If I look at Washington Post, it says the North Pole is moving. So what I can do is I can go to the mediabiasfactcheck.com website and I search right here for Washington Post. I find it now. What does it say? It says that it has a left center bias. So what does that mean? That means that some of the language is going to be loaded towards to the left. But if I come down here for factual reporting, this is a scientific report. I'm not worried about the heading of that piece. And what I'm worried about is the information inside of it. And I see that it's a high factual base. And that's going to give you more information. If I keep looking through these searches, there's NPR. I can keep looking down through these and see. Now here's nature. So I do the same thing for nature. I search nature and it's pro science. Well, okay. That makes sense. It's a nature magazine. Factual reporting. very high. This is how you fact check what you read or what you see. You're fact checking anything you see or hear um, that you might question. And sometimes it takes just the ability to question what you're seeing or hearing. You can come to this. Now, if we go to the information literacy um, guide, let's open up your version. If I go to this guide, then it has lists of sources. So this is the bias chart. You find what is in this green box at the center. And down here I have fact-checking sites. So it's not just the one I just showed you. There's tons of these sites out there. Find the one that you like. Now, this one is by the Washington Post. Now, it is left-leaning. So you take that into consideration. We have some that have some slant. We have some that are with a twist. When I say a twist, I mean it has something, a special focus, like the environment or something like that. There's tons of resources on this site. I really like this one too, this media bias rating. This is really fun. You can see where different groups fall. The guide has other information, so about fake news, post-truth, trustworthy sites. This, if you're looking for information that's of quality, there are sites here that are known to be very good. This is the green box, right? So if you want to be media savvy, there are places you can go to find this information. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to think about when next time your crazy uncle says something outlandish at the dinner table, or you're on social media and somebody's spreading a meme that you find questionable. Look it up. Just Google the topic, Google the source. Facebook, it does provide that little eye that you can see. I do have that open. I can show you that in a second. So if I go to my Google page about this, there's a little eye. You can click on that. This is not a thorough fact-checking step, but it does give you an idea of what this is about. Personally, when I use social media, I follow or like pages, news sources, so that I can read what's available out there. I do not like sources that even I might enjoy because I know they're too far in one direction or the other. So that's a way of doing this. If I come here and I see something and I'm like, hey, that seems wrong, I'm going to research it online. So welfare abuse, I can search that. I can search immigration reform plans, right? I can do those things and I can be more knowledgeable. And the more that you do that, the more knowledgeable you'll become, and the better at this process you'll be. And so then when you are ready to do maybe buy a house or buy a car, you know that you can research the realtor. You know that you can research the car company. You can look up to see, you can go to the Blue Book, or you can go to, there's websites you can go to check to see the history of a car. The houses, you can research the owners of it. You can go to the local courthouse. You can see what's happened in the house's history. There are websites you can go to that provide that kind of background. So everything you do, you really can use the skill, not just for your papers and projects. If you're doing a project and you're looking at, say, the pole shifting for your paper, you're going to use academic sources. You're going to go, you can go to the library's page and search it. You can go to the college's website. You click on library, and then I have databases. We have subject guides. You find the one that you're looking for, and you use the academic resources. So, you're going to go to subject guides. This is what subject guides are. You click on it. And if you're doing science, you scroll down until you find the science guide. Here it is. If I want articles, here's a whole list of databases that provide academic articles for you to use in your research. that for the most part are already fact checked. Um, there are online resources, and again, because I put them here, it's a pretty good indication that they're a good source to use. So you can use experts, um, librarians, and faculty members, and experts in the fields to help you find that information. So that's how you go about doing these kinds of research projects. And this might even be a place, to fact check your uncle to see if he's right on whatever subjects he's talking about. So, good luck.